Yeah, you are perfect.
Awesome. Okay. Is it going to matter? Okay, I'm just going to put it in my pocket.
Good morning, Facebook friends and viewers. We're in for a real treat because we're back from our day off, and Cindy's here. Welcome back, Cindy.
Thank you.
How long ago were you here? Was it last year?
Last summer.
Last summer?
Last summer is probably.
Oh, it's her summer visit then.
Yes.
So we got lots of people jumping on to see us, and today what we're doing is Cindy's going to show us how to make these really cool folios, tri-fold folios, and they're made from a file folder. Actually, what, three file fold. Is that why they're called tri-fold?
Yeah.
And they fold 3 times?
Exactly.
And we have lots of file folders, colors that you can get here at Memory Bound, and they are all linked on our calendar. If you go to our calendar at memorybound.com, it'll take you right to them so you can see all the colors. And we're continuing with our Tim Holtz days. It's not really a week because it's more than a week, but we are super excited that Cindy's here again. She's got really cool things, and Cindy, you have the best directions.
Oh,
Cindy,
thank
so
you.
she made a very complicated project last year and did an excellent job of teaching us how to do it.
My thanks.
And today, I just should say good morning to some people. We have a lot of people watching. Nancy just jumped on, and Mac and Donna and Jean and Wendy Jean and Janice and Kay and Peggy and Cindy. They're from all over the place, all over, some even out of the country. So
What?
pretty
Good morning,
exciting.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
Hopefully, maybe good evening.
Good morning,
You
good
never
afternoon,
know.
good evening, wherever you may be. Good ever, whatever your time zone is.
Yes.
So the other thing is, when we get done after Cindy, we've got 3 new collections to show, and one of them is the Gardener's Delight. So that is here, and that's new, and we got in the Storyteller is here, and we want to show you that because that's from Cocoa Vanilla, a brand new vendor for us here at Memory Bound. And then we also got in this beautiful sunflower collection, and guess what it's called? The Sunflower Collection. So we're going to show you all of that and a couple other things. But first, we're pretty excited. Cindy, we can't wait to see what you got. And the cool thing is that Cindy even made up a pattern and directions that you can get online or in the store if you want. Oh,
Yeah.
Jennifer says she's in Duluth.
Hi, Jennifer.
Oh, what a fun time. Duluth is a beautiful place.
Yeah. It's awesome. It's awesome. So thank you, everyone, for joining. This is an adaptation of something that I saw online. And I thought, okay, I can make this out of file folders. So what we're going to make, and what I'm going to show you how to do, because it's kind of Tim Holtz days, here's one of the examples that I have. It's made out of the Tim Holtz, what are they?
It's got the
backdrops.
backdrops.
The backdrops.
And this is the latest backdrops. And Cindy told me this. They're $10.99, and what Cindy, and she'll tell us, but she shared something on this that was very special to those of us from Iowa and other places. It was a store in other places also. I don't know how Tim got it, but
I don't either. And we've got the cards, the journaling cards on here, and this one happens to be closed with an eyelet, but you open this up, and I've got this is a pocket. This flips open. This is a pocket with a file folder. This is a pocket with some of his little tickets and trinkets and things like that in there. You open this up again. Here's another little tuck spot. Here's another flip up where you can put pictures or what have you underneath or on here. Another folder. And then Yonkers. Where Tim got this Yonkers receipt, I don't know. It doesn't. You can see it says 10 something, maybe 1030 or 1020, but there's no year. But this is a copy of an actual receipt, from what I understand. But yeah, it's 10.
Yeah, it still doesn't have it there.
No, it doesn't. So, but I thought it needed to be front and center on something that would be. Oh, and then this is a text spot, and then I took one of his cards and then just made a journaling spot.
oh, this is amazing, Cindy.
So,
And for those of you local, or Yonkers was in other places too, but Yonkers
Yeah.
was a department store that was probably around for maybe 100 years. I'm not
Yeah.
sure how long, and they closed maybe 5 years ago.
Probably.
And
Yeah.
I have to tell you, I have been lost without them because Yonkers was, oh yeah, Michelle said they had it in Omaha.
Yeah, it was more of a like Midwest. I want to say maybe Iowa, Nebraska, Eastern Nebraska, type thing. But here's another one. Anybody who knows me knows I have to ink everything. So this one doesn't have as much ink on it. It does have a little bit of pumice stone. But this is one that I tied as a closure. And again, now I've done some things differently. This is the Simple Stories
Vintage C's.
Vintage C's.
That's their newest collection.
I don't go to the sea, but I love the sea. So it's like Kelly asked me, she says, well,
You know
what are you
what?
going to do with it? I'm like, I don't know, but I just love it. So
Cindy, you know what though?
it
What you
is.
just said is kind of cool because you love the sea. It doesn't mean if you're making an album or a memory book, it doesn't mean you have to have pictures.
and be there.
Go be there. It's
Yep.
something that you love.
And this one I actually took one of the pieces of ephemera and made a little pocket to tuck in. So, and then again, you open it up. Here's another tuck spot.
I like that you did that at an angle. You did that in your other book too, and
Yeah,
I
and
don't
these are-
think of doing them at angles.
And these are just tuck spots. Here's a cut apart that has a lot of these different journaling cards. Another one of my things that I do is I take all my scraps and I make a collage, and I put multimedia, the matte medium over the top, and then when I'm done, I cut it apart. And this one I just took the rest of the grow grain that was on here, and instead of sewing it or tying it, I just put a bulb pin on it and put one of a tag, a strip, I forget what they're called for it, and then one of my sand dollar shells. And then this is just
that's a good
little,
idea.
Just a little journaling spot. Again, another thing I love to do is I take the 2 of the 3x4 cards that are on a page, and I'll say these are actually 2, but I've folded them together and made a little. This is just a little 4-page little journaling spot. But there's that. Again,
Cindy, everyone's loving it. They really
close
are.
it, flip it, and here's another one. That's another piece that I usually when I'm cutting.
So this is like a collage piece.
Yep, all my scraps. I just throw them on there with some glue stick, and then once I get everything on there, sometimes I tear it. Sometimes if it's the really thick cardstock, I have to use my decal scissors so it looks like it's torn. But I don't get really, some of this. This is washi tape. This is washi. Is there another piece of washi on here? I can't remember. Anyway, I needed something to go across there, so I did that. But it's a scrap that I have left over from one of the filed folders, and so then I just start doing it, and then I cut it apart once it's dry. But I loved this. I thought, I was like, oh, this looks like I went to so much work. No,
that is a
page.
paper.
It's
so
the paper.
The collection
great.
is the Simple Stories, Simple Vintage C's collection, and it comes in a 12x12 collection pack, and you can also get the 6x8 paper tablet. And we have all the individual sheets
As well.
and washi tape and things.
Oh,
Cindy,
yeah.
everyone's loving this. They really are. They're excited to have a folio
Yep.
today.
Yep.
And a
there's-
lot of
there's
Yonkers
yep.
fans also.
Yep, and there's a couple more. Of course, there's a Christmas one with
Yeah,
Tim's
let's
Christmas.
see
You
them.
wanna
We
see
want
it?
to, of course.
This was the first one that I did because it's got some glitter and it's got
I love
some,
that glitter on there.
It's got some of. It's going to date me. These are Tim's Distress glitter glue little bottles back in the day, and this is actually peeled paint and fired brick, but mercury glass is kind of my favorite. That and diamond, but that's just me. So this looks like a pocket, but it's not. I just used the cutout.
That's tricky. Oh,
I
from
just
the
used
pocket.
the cutout from the pocket. This is just collaged on. Again, you've got a pocket here. These were the file folders from last year. Here's another pocket here. You open it up. There's a tuck spot here.
And
This-
remember, everyone, Tim has file folders now with his new ideology release. So if you're making
Yeah.
a non-Christmas one, or they probably go with Christmas also.
Oh, I could see me decorating it. Absolutely. Little flip up here, another pocket here. This is a page, and then another little book like I had in the other one. That's I did put little pieces on in this one, and then this, I distress everything. So if you ever see something of mine that I have not distressed,
It's not done. It means it's not
typically,
done.
yeah. Or maybe it didn't really lend the collection that I used didn't lend itself, or I'm making it specifically for someone that it didn't quite think.
Well, Cindy, I want to read this to you because Jennifer loves your albums, and she made one of your ephemera books, and she loves it. And she says, thanks for sharing your creativity. And Cindy does have a lot of creativity. She sees things and then Cindyizes them, makes them her own way. Oh my gosh, and Bev just linked a link to the directions.
Oh my gosh.
Hey everyone, Janet's daughter got married this weekend, so Janet has been out of commission here at Memory Bound. So
congratulations.
yeah, we're really excited for Janet and her family. So she'll be back. I'm not sure when she'll be back, so we don't really have a live linker. So Bev, thank you so very much.
Right.
And let's see, you have another one to show, don't you? A couple more.
Yeah, I do. This one is one that was made from the Simple Stories. It was a collection this
Weathered
spring.
Garden.
Weathered Garden. Again, this one is just tied shut. And I don't have this ribbon is just free.
It's free and easy.
I don't have it, you could, when you put the back page on, put your ribbon behind it and then screw your back page down. But
did you do that to this one, or is it
no,
free also?
It's free also.
It's free.
Yep.
But
and
now this one has the eyelet.
This
So
one, the
Oh, the
ribbon
ribbon
is underneath.
Okay, it went through her
Yep.
paper, and it even goes through the little flap here. So
And this one we'll get to, but I was going to put a magnet on this one, but the pocket doesn't. It doesn't
it's kind of in the
serve,
wrong
so-
place.
But this is another one
That's
again.
beautiful. Oh my gosh, everyone's loving these.
Again, I use scraps and some of my own book page and music and ephemera to make the little collage pieces, because I wanted them to like Tim's collage pieces, like these that are already done for us.
You made your own.
I made my own. So again, use what you have. Use what you
Yeah,
have.
get out your goodies and all your ephemera.
And again, here's this. I made a file folder out of this one because I didn't have one. It's just one of the sheets, and I kind of fold it in half and put a tab on it. Here's another pocket, and I put a whole side tuck pocket on this one. Did pages.
Made one of her little books.
Made one of my little books. Another little card from the ephemera. Another little flip up. Here's a little tuck spot up here.
Oh my gosh, what a surprise.
And
You have to flip that again because I don't
Sure.
think you had it on the camera.
and
There-
this is a little tag. This is just a tag. It's a punch that I've had. I think I got it here, but it's been a while. I don't know if it's still there. Anyway, it's a tag. But you could make any kind of tag and put it in here if you liked, or photograph or whatever. Again, pocket. I love doing these little flip and using the washi tape as my hinge, because washi tape is, I love washi tape.
Yeah, washi tape's fun.
And then again, another one of these. Here's another. I did the collage,
So
and
that
then
I have to
and then
feel it.
put-
I have to feel it.
That's right. And then I put ephemera over the top. So this is one of the collage pages that I did. Oh, and this is some of the 49 and Market fabric tape.
Oh, the fabric tape, yeah.
That
And we've
that I-
got one that's on sale right now too that would work well for that.
And I inked it because I didn't like it so stark white. So there you go. And then this one again is just a 3x. I just cut a 3x4 and just made, a little writing spot. And yeah, I love magnolias, so it's like, okay.
That is a beautiful
I'm not a
collection.
gardener. Trust me when I say you would not. I don't even like to drive by an Earl May because I'm afraid I'll kill the plants. I'm just putting that out there. But I just thought that was, again, I see a collection that's like, oh, I like that. What am I going to do with it? I don't care. I'm
Make
gonna
a folio.
I like to make. I don't.
Cindy, will you tell us? Oh, you've got one more.
I got one more. This
Okay.
one, those are all made with 3 file folders. All made
Okay,
with
so
3.
everything we shown, and this is all what your directions, your patterns would use.
This is an adaptation that's only using 2. And what I did is I eliminated one of the bigger pieces, and then just because I'm like, what could I do with 2? okay, well, let's do this and let's do this. And so here's a collage tag that I made a pocket with one of the little 3x4 or the little 2x3
and those are the
cards.
pocket cards there.
The pocket cards. And I get this back here. And then more of my tags, but there's one that I just took a piece of the paper and just made a tag. And then this is a little piece of ephemera that I clipped on. This one I did sew across the top of the ribbon. But again, and then this is a writing spot that I used washi
on the
tape
back of your tag.
on the back of my tag.
What a good idea. And then she clips it with a Tim Holtz mini clip.
To keep it shut.
Those little tiny paper clips are so cute and fun to use.
I love them. They're so darling. I think I probably have 4 or 5 packages because I don't want to ever lose them. I'm just saying. Or I don't want something to be discontinued and then I can't find it and then I'm sad and then I whine like a 3-year-old.
And Catherine is saying this would be a great project for her sister's weekend because they could pick whatever paper they want.
Yep.
It doesn't. You've shown us lots of different styles and themes, and you can make it whatever you want.
And this one, if you're going to sew, I sewed around all. You can see there's stitching. That is me and my sewing machine. But I sewed around the pieces before I glued them to the file folder.
Okay, that's a great tip because that would be pretty thick.
Yeah. Now this one is a pocket, again with some tickets and tags and things. Now, because it's only 2, what I did with the second pocket is this is a flip up, and then this is a pocket at the bottom of the page. I just took, this is leftover file folder. I haven't decorated. Please don't judge.
I think it looks kind of nice to have a plain one.
A plain one where
actually.
you could use it as a journaling spot or what have you. And then here is another journaling spot. It's not centered because my piece of string, which just letting you know, this string is really thick for this. If I would have done this again, this is actually vintage string that I got from my grandma. I should have unwound it. I wouldn't use something quite this thick because I pulled
it pulls out
my spot.
Yeah.
And this is a triple thickness with the eyelet, and I only went around it once, which is all I really wanted to do. But it is hooked. It is put underneath this background piece and glued in before. So you just
that's great.
So that's why it's off center.
And we like
to.
Well, I like it, and I think it's good to hear. If I did this again, what I would do because that helps all of us.
So and then a little tiny tatcher, and but so this is like I said, this is just a variation on a theme. So use your pieces, use your stuff, use your things, and then this. It's like, what else did I do?
What else could she possibly add to this?
I had leftover pieces, and so I made pockets on the back.
That sounds good.
I was like,
I love it, Cindy.
It's like what else did I do?
And we've got a question about instructions, and we do have those, and we'll show those in just a second.
Yep.
But tell us about the file folders. Why you choose to use file folders. And we do have them in lots of colors.
Yes.
But there's a reason for it.
I like to use file folders. It's not in the fact that they are heavier per se than cardstock, but they're denser. If you think about it like fabric, burlap, the weft and the weave of burlap is very loose. You can see through it. You get cottons that are tighter and tighter. Batik, if you've ever worked with batik fabrics, they're really tight. They're the same weight, but they're not the same denseness. File folders are denser than cardstock. I don't know the science behind it. They just are, and they're a great medium to work with. And I thought, how many of us go through and go, okay, I'd love to I really don't want to go buy another book. What am I going to do with all that space? I just want to make something as a gift, or I want to make something just to have for this specific...
For an event. Or a special person, or...
State fair, or some kind of summer celebration, family reunion, 4th of July, fireworks, what we just did. something for Mother's Day or Father's Day even. Oh, I forgot
Family
I had pockets on the back.
pictures or a birthday.
Yeah, exactly.
The options are endless, and I bet we'll get some good ideas coming through also.
Yeah, so it's just, I just like, and they're readily available. Obviously, as Kelly showed you, there are so many colors that they have here at Memory Bound. I'm looking at them and my mind is already racing.
Cindy's mind does not rest. It does not rest. It's always, her creative side is always rolling.
So anyway, so that's really, this is what I'm going to do today is show you how to make the base of one of these. How to take 3 file folders, mark off the pattern, cut it out, the score lines, fold it, and some of my tricks and putting one together, which then you can use to decorate to your heart's content.
That sounds perfect, Cindy, and that's what everybody wants to learn. And we did have a question about instructions, so let's show what we have.
Okay.
Bev actually had a link to these, and they're also linked on our calendar, today's calendar.
Okay. So in this set that you will get written instructions. For those of you who might be teachers or something, please be gentle with me. I'm trying my best.
Cindy's actually very good at writing directions.
I give some different ideas and that type of thing, so you'll actually get the written instructions, but then you also get the pattern. And when I tell you these pattern pieces, this is one of them. This is full size at 100%, and then this is the second piece, and we'll go over, you know, how and when you trace these off. And then this is just what they look like. This is just a tip for me. If you choose to go this route and you want to do this, I would take these pattern pieces, cut them out of paper, and trace them onto your everyday manila file folder.
Oh, to make your pattern.
Yep, to make your templates.
Oh, that's a great idea.
To make your templates, for the simple fact that these are going to hold up better and they're going to be easier to trace around. And if you got in real close, you could see there's little tracing marks on here and there's little things, and you know. But that's my suggestion, is if you do that, is to take the paper pattern pieces, trace around them on just a regular piece of file folder, and then cut these out, and then have these be your templates that you actually trace around on the different colored file folders.
Okay, so we have a couple questions. Well, the folios are beautiful. They want to make them for sure. Aww. Mary is going to make some for a secret pal in a nursing home that has dementia, with family pictures, which is a wonderful idea.
Oh, that's fantastic.
The directions are not downloadable because the pattern is huge. It's 12 by 18. Yeah. It was very tricky to copy. I want everyone to know we had some tricks getting that copied. So they're not downloadable. The video will be on the blog. We will get our blog caught up, and we will have today's video, a link to it on our blog. And then I'll also take pictures of Cindy's projects before she leaves, so we can add those to our blog too.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, I think we answered all the questions, but I had no idea about tracing that onto a manila file folder to make a good pattern. So,
well, you have to remember, I'm like a 5-year-old, and if I can spill on it or rip it, it's going to be me. So I'm trying to make this Cindy proof, so it's easier for everybody else. So,
and Lisa said you could use plastic file folders for your template.
That's
a good idea. Yeah. Thank you, Cindy. We love it.
Excellent. Excellent. Oh,
or Lisa. I'm sorry. That was from Lisa. Sorry about that,
yeah.
Lisa.
And then you could, if you wanted to, write your markings on it with a Sharpie so they didn't smear off. Great idea.
And they want to know about your tool holder. There's a lot of questions about it. So let's address that.
Let's address.
It is pretty cool.
This I bought from a friend of mine that I watch her channel on YouTube. Her name is Corey Dahman. Creating with Scraps is her YouTube channel, and she makes these. She also has a pattern if you're a woodworker, but this is one that has 4 holes in it, and it holds my glue. It holds a re-inker, but this spot would be good for your smaller round distress blending tool. I have a bigger glue stick that's in here. This is my handle, for my blending tool.
Okay.
And then it actually, I keep my walnut stain. This is kind of been my jam lately. One of Tim's original, and I've probably had this since he first came out with it in whenever it was.
That was quite a few years
But
ago.
I can take it and I can put the lid down. I can put this on top, and it's right there. I don't have to. I'm not getting my knuckles in
Sure,
it
yeah.
or anything. And then I just keep. But she has different size ones that are 1 hole, 2 holes, etc. But that's where I got it.
Okay, and then let's see. They love your project, and Susie, the instructions are printed out. They're available. They're online. You get this. You get really 4 pieces. You get 2 great big patterns. You get a color sheet with the patterns laid out on a file folder, and then you get a 2-page directions that Cindy provided for. Well, actually, Cindy provided it all for us. So
Kelly printed. She printed.
so you can purchase them.
Yes.
They're $4.99.
There we go.
They're just not downloadable because that pattern is 12 by 18, and it's different documents, and we weren't able to make it downloadable. So.
Sorry, guys.
But we can send it to you, or you can pick it up in the store, no problem.
Absolutely. So we're going to get to it. So patterns, I'm going to make the assumption that you have traced off the pattern pieces onto file folders. Okay, so that's kind of where I'm going to start with. So you've traced off these pieces, these 2 pieces here, onto regular manila file or cut out or plastic file folder, whatever you want. Okay, so that's where we're going to start.
And we would have printed them on a file folder if we could have, but that wasn't possible with our machine.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, thought I would, when you first get the instructions, it's gonna talk about line up with the main fold, or the fold. What you're wanting to do is line this fold of the file folder of the pattern up with the main. The fold of the file
Not the
folder.
score line, but the fold.
The actual fold where it comes from the manufacturer. Okay? And you're just going to line that up. I line my edges, my one edge up with the edge of the file folder. And you're going to see that this fits perfectly on the back side where the tab is. You want to use this piece up on the side where the tab is. Okay, so it's going to come across. And then I just take my pencil and sorry, I'm left-handed. I just trace and I come down and I trace.
Everybody's going to want to make these, Cindy.
And come across and
And we really appreciate you making the pattern for us.
Oh, you're
so that we
welcome.
can make them without too much thought.
Well, this I will have to say, my inspiration for this came from another person on YouTube that I watch, and what they had made. The thing of it is, what they had made it with was discontinued. It is no longer available. So I wanted to come up with the next best thing. Okay, so you're going to see me do something here, and I'm going to give you a little tip. I'm only doing this so I can cut it on a straight line. You don't need this piece. You don't need to do. Okay, so you've lined up your fold, you've traced it off, and now you're going to start cutting. So on this side, basically, I'm just going to cut. You don't need to watch me cut this whole thing out, because trust me, you just don't. I'm not gonna take your time for that.
Well,
we got to put things together. But what I wanted to show you is, so you're going to cut all around your pencil lines, and you're going to cut all of that out. But what I wanted to show you here, you can cut these corners. You can cut these corners with your scissors if you choose to. I used my 1/2-inch corner chomper, so I just square up the quarter.
So, okay.
And then do it that way.
So you can use the corner chomper, which is from We Are Memory Keepers, and it's $36.29. Maybe you have one already. The beauty of the corner chomper is it will chomp through thick things. And or if you have another corner rounder, that will probably work perfectly fine in a file.
I've used this one before as well.
Chris loves that one a lot because you've got 3 different corners all in one tool.
What is it, a half, a quarter, and an 1/8 inch?
I think so.
Give or take, something along that line. But I have used this one as well.
And this one is from We Are Memory Keepers, and it's $10.99.
So, all right. So I'm going to put my little file folder to the side because you've seen me cut it out.
Are you doing the Rachel Ray thing where now you've got it all cut out? Kind of like
Yeah,
pull a casserole out of the oven and it's ready to eat?
Kind of, sort of, in a way. Okay, so then on you're going to do 2 file folders. Oh, look at this.
So that's what you just did.
Yep,
that's what you just did, and you do it twice.
You do it twice. If you have marking on the inside of your file folders, make sure they're on the inside, whether it's a pocket piece or the actual inside of the back, so it does not show or possibly show through your paper. Okay, because you wouldn't be able to see that. So
Good tip.
There's one of those. So then on that 3rd file folder, the first thing you're going to do.
So show us the pattern for the 3rd.
You bet.
So you do 2 like she just showed us, and then there's a pattern for your 3rd file folder.
And this is, let me turn it around. So this is going to be your 3rd file folder, okay? And you're going to cut, fold it in half. You're going to cut this piece off first. So you're going to cut from edge to 6 inches across. You're going to cut that down. So that's going to give you your 2 pages, and then your pattern for
Directions are at the counter.
your pattern for the pattern paper that would go on top of the picture.
Oh, I forgot about that. Okay.
Okay, this piece, this pattern piece here is this.
Cindy, that was really nice that you included that.
Okay, so that will fit on top of this piece. Okay, so that's your pattern. So, you know, that one you can cut later. So cut this 6 inches first, and then you'll have, well, okay, cut this 6, you're going to have this folded in half. You're going to have that folded in half. This trace off on a different piece of paper before you start cutting, because obviously this is going to be folded in half because you're going to get 2. All right. So
okay.
Again, keep your pattern intact, so when you're tracing.
And Cindy wrote on there that it is for your cut pattern paper, so you know you're not cutting that out of your, well, unless you're making your pattern.
Right. But just when you're actually cutting this out of the file folder, cut this 6 inches across, and, you know, cut that down the 6 inches. This, you aren't going to be able to get this off of the file folder because you don't need it on the file folder. It's only for the pattern paper. So when you're making your template, you know, cut it out of there, because you really only need, you really don't even need a template for this one.
That's just a rectangle that's 6 by 8 1/4.
It's just the measurement. You need it 6 1/4 long and 6 inches wide. So, you know, it's that. I just wanted to point that out because that is for your pattern paper. All right, so you have 6 inches wide by 8 1/4. There's your file folder. Okay, so the first thing I did was cut, and I like to use the third tab for this piece because I want this whole length. Depending on the manufacturer of your file folder, you may, this is 8 1/4 inches long, and from here to here sometimes is 8 1/4 inches, like perfectly. So you want to make, but sometimes it's shorter. You just have to make sure. So
I think what I was confused about is this is one piece. You're not cutting 2 of these. You're only cutting one, but you're going to double thickness.
Yep, but you're going to cut it in half.
Oh,
and
you
it's
are.
going to be your 2
Okay,
pieces.
so it is 2 pieces.
Okay, but what I wanted to show is there's your file folder.
All right.
That's your 3rd file folder. So then you've got your piece. Now if I take this, okay guys, again, I'm left-handed, so everything that I do is going to be upside down, and I use things backwards.
That's okay. You got some lefties here that are cheering you on, Cindy.
Rock on. Okay, so 8 1/4. I have to get my instructions out and read them because trim, yep, 8 1/4. Now you see on this one, 8 1/4 will be not. It'll be like the second score line. So I could actually take this, I could put this in my, I could put this in here and just shall we say, just cut away. So I'm just going to do 8 1/4. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something different because I want this to come across at the top. We're going to cut this in half. Don't mind me.
Should we say don't do what you're doing?
Yeah.
Don't do what Cindy's doing.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Do as what it says in the instructions, not what she's doing.
Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, you see this corner? This is going to need to be straight across here. So we need to measure 8 1/4 from that point right there. Some file folders will come up higher.
Oh, sure. It just depends on your file folder.
So again, measure
twice.
Measure
cut
twice,
once.
cut once. My grandfather.
Measure 3 times.
My grandfather and my father were carpenters. Okay, so on this one, that main fold or the manufacturer's fold up to that point is 8 1/4.
It's 8 1/4. It's perfect.
Inches. Yeah. So
Perfecto.
What we're going to do is we're going to cut this on the main fold line. My particular trimmer has the little metal guide, and I'm just
That's a favorite trimmer of a lot of people, including Jennifer McGuire. Okay,
Ooh.
Lisa just joined us. Lisa, you didn't get your notice, but that's okay. We're in the middle of making the fold folio with Cindy. Cindy's back today. She's been here before, and she's showing us how to make this book here. That is just amazing, and I love it because it's bigger. I like the bigger surface.
And you can use the 6x8 paper packs are seamless because the pieces you're going to cut mostly are 8 inches tall.
Like for
For
example,
decorating, yeah, they're 8 inches tall.
for example, this is your 6x8 paper pack, and of course it's going to be a little bit bigger because the piece there, but they fit perfectly.
Okay, so the second piece, so I cut one on the main fold, and then trimmed it down to 8 1/4. This is what I'm doing on the second one, is I'm going to trim it down to 8 1/4. Easy peasy, mac and cheesy. Okay.
Oh, you even have your Lefty glass media mat, travel size.
Yep, I got that here at Memory Bound.
We were happy when he came out with Lefty.
Yes.
Okay, Deanne, this is not a kit. This we do have instructions. So while Cindy is scoring that with her bone folder or scoring tool, we do have a pattern, 2 big patterns for this, and then we have a color sheet to show you how to lay it on your file folder, and then we have written directions, 2 pages of written directions. And those are available online. They're not downloadable because they're a little oversized, but we do have them available. It's not a kit, but Cindy, this might be the good time.
We will be having a Halloween project that we're going to be having a virtual class for on Saturday, October 8th, which will be using this method of making probably at this time, probably black base file folder, and then the new Simple Stories Halloween collection. I think is it called October 31?
Simple Vintage October. I think it is October 31.
It is. And it's going to have the layered
the chipboard
layers, and
you're gonna love it, everybody. You're just gonna love it.
Yeah, I saw the collection, went, I know what we can do. so
that's coming up.
So that's coming in
October. We don't have registration for that yet because we don't have the product yet. It's supposed to be shipping the end of this month, and Cindy's got to make her project, and then we'll get pricing and we'll let you know about it, but it will be virtual here on Facebook, and you're going to love it.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's going to be big fun.
You'll be able to make one of these and you'll have it all done after class. How much better could that be?
Exactly. Okay, so here, as I said before, here is the file folder. I've cut that, the 6 inches, done. So then with the other piece, what you're going to do is you're going to open it out, and that's what you're going to trace this pattern piece. This is opened. There's your manufacturer's fold right here, because it doesn't fit when it's folded in half. That's where you're going to take this pattern piece and you're going to trace it on here. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Does everybody understand?
We can see it.
Okay. So and if you put this side by side, you can kind of see how it ends right here.
That's why we wanted to include this color piece, so you could see how Cinde actually lays it on the file folder to cut the patterns out.
Right. So that's where you do the pattern piece. You lay your template down, trace around it, cut it out, and so now you should have 5 pieces. You should have a separate pocket. You should have 2 pages. We're going to call these pages. And then you're going to have 2 of these
kind of
bases.
Your bases. Yeah.
2 of these. Okay, and it says cut 2. It says cut 2. So you're going to cut 2. Any of you who are garment sewers, I kind of did my patterns from here. That's that extra pocket piece. You're going to cut 1.
So she tells you how many to cut of each one, so we aren't confused.
And then you're going to need, of the pattern paper, you'll need 3. So it's marked on the sheets themselves.
There's a lot of people interested in the Halloween class. And speaking of Halloween, Sue is asking about the new Elizabeth Craft monster dies that were just released, and they are arriving today.
Oh,
so Sue, they'll be here today. They'll be online, or you can give us a call if you'd like, and we can reserve them for you, or you can purchase them over the phone. They'll probably be here around maybe noon or a little bit after that.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is you're going to take your pieces, and I've got one that I have that I'm going to show you on, because you don't need me to show it to you twice. And then I'm going to take my handy dandy scoreboard, which I've had forever, and you can see it's pretty grungy. No judgment.
It's handy. You're right, though. The scoreboards are really very nice to have.
Okay, your first score marking from the outside edge, this is what's going to be the flap.
The flap on the cover. So she's scoring this piece right here, right now.
Yep, that's what I'm scoring. And on one of them, you only need to do this on one of them, because the other flap is actually hidden behind here. I guess we do need to score both. I apologize. We're going to do this on both pieces. We're going to score it at 2.5 inches away. It might be easier if I just flip this around. So I've got it marked.
So 2.5.
We're going to do 2.5 inches, and then we're going to do it at 2 3/4 inches. So 1/4 inch away, there's a gusset. Okay.
Oh, I see.
Here,
let me get up close so we can see that.
That becomes this. So that what I just scored becomes this.
All right, that makes sense.
Okay, the second one you're going to score the same way at 2.5 and 2 3/4. That one becomes this gusset. All right. So on these two pieces, you're going to fold the flap on your 2 score lines.
And what I really like, everybody, is that Cinde has written that on the pattern also. I mean, it's in her directions, but it also is on the pattern.
And then you're going to score. Now, on one of the pattern pieces, I think it's at the bottom, and it's the one you cut out. This bottom piece that's kind of free. Let me see if I can open it up. I didn't cut it out. This bottom area from here to here is not going to probably be an inch. It's probably going to be more 3/4 to 7/8 of an inch. Not a problem. Don't stress. It's fine. It'll work. Because what the score line you're going to want to do then is you're going to want to match up these inside corners right here. Right there.
Oh, and you're making your own score line. Okay, very good.
This is just, I'm just showing you, that's where you're going to want to score. The depth from that score line to the edge of your pocket, it may be 3/4 of an inch, it may be an inch, it may be 7/8 of an inch. Doesn't matter, because you're going to glue this down. So it's fine.
Just so you get the line across there.
Because you're going to see me, like on here, these are pretty close to an inch. But again, you're going to, now if you don't have a scoreboard, that's fine. You can take your ruler, and if you have an embossing tool or something that has a score type or even a bone folder, and you can make your own score lines if you just do that. Here, I'll show you.
You can do it with your trimmer, depending on your trimmer
Yeah,
type.
I don't have a score blade on my trimmer, but I know that there are some of that brand that do. But I'm just going to line up the point and the inside corner here, and I'm just going to take this, no pressure, and I'm going to score. And I just go back and forth. And now I've made my own score.
There you go. So if you don't have a scoring board, you can still make this project.
Yeah.
And you might want to get a scoring board or think about it,
Absolutely.
because it is handy for a lot of things.
Absolutely, but don't think that, oh, I can't do it because I don't have. It's fine. Scoreboard just
always a
makes
way
it
to
easy.
make it.
Yep, scoreboard just makes it easy. And then sometimes I just kind of line up. There are times where I just kind of line up my edge, and it's like, okay, is this one going to work? Is this the right one? No, I need to move it over.
We're having questions about the instructions. So one more time, I'll just explain. Cindy was kind enough to trace us out some directions on a file folder, and we made copies of that on a 12 by 18 piece of paper. So there's 2 sheets of patterns, we're going to call it, and then there's 2 pages of written directions, and then we have a picture sheet that just shows it laying on a file folder. And those, if you order them, we will send them to you. They are physical product. They're not downloadable. You don't have to go and have them copied anywhere. They're for you to trace, and they're ready to go, and they're $4.99. You can call us, or they are online also.
Okay, I'm cheating here, guys. I was using Kelly's downtime. I wanted to show you when it comes to gussets and what gussets are really necessary. Okay, where you're going to need that 1/4 of an inch fold on the flaps.
So when
My handy
Cindy's
dandy.
saying gusset, she's talking about this edge here.
It's-
That's not flat. It makes it kind of more boxy, and that way you can get more things inside of it, and it's going to lay flat and nice.
So we've just done that to both of the flaps. And then, oops, sorry, garbage. You're going to do the same thing at the bottom. There's only 3 places that need gussets on each flap, and then this flap, which is actually this right here, this flap here, this is your extra pocket piece. Okay, so you're going to need whatever that mark is, whether it's 3 sorry,
I'm going to step back with those big scissors coming at me.
whether it's 3/4 of an inch or an inch or 7/8 inch, whatever your edge of your paper is, to this interior angle point on both sides. You're going to score that, and then you're going to score, maybe it might be easier if I use my pencil. Then you're going to score another 1/4 of an inch towards the edge of the flap, which is why I wanted to cut this out real quick.
Yeah, go ahead and do that, Cindy.
I wanted to cut this out real quick so you could see visually what I'm talking about. I have a tendency to be a visual learner. Besides, I like it written, but then I also need to see it. I do better, but that's just my jam. That's just my thing.
So the piece that Cindy's working on right now is this one with the little shells and sea creatures with the blue paper.
Yep.
It's not this piece here. That is separate.
No, the piece there is actually one of these.
Oh, okay.
And then this piece here is actually the other one.
Okay, so these pages are those 6 by 8 1/4 sheets.
Yes.
And then this piece folds over, and so now she's going to make another little gusset or little spine
score.
or score line.
So I'm going to put this on here, and I'm going to score on this score line right there. Whatever that might be, it looks like I'm at 3/4 of an inch. That's fine. So I'm going to do then at 1/2 inch. So I'm going to I was kind of sorry. Yeah. Facebook Live is killing me. Okay, so here's your first score line. There's your second score line. And that 1/4 of an inch is going to make this gusset.
Okay,
all right,
sounds
so
good.
We've got everything cut out. We've scored here. We've scored in. You're like, okay, now we got to put all the pieces together. Yeah.
That's what I'm anxious for.
Okay, so what I'm going to show you, I'm going to put my scoreboard away, and you're going to have a lot of pieces like this that are left over. Save them. What do you think I make tags and stuff out of?
Tags and pockets and
I put my scraps on top of this type of thing, and this is what I make my collage pieces out of. I don't throw. You should see my scraps. It's a problem. Just saying.
You're the opposite of Diane then. We tease her because she's a non-scrap person.
I am just I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to purge, trying to be better. But so here is a trick. And this is something that has saved me when I've been putting these together. I don't lay my pieces out and go, okay, now I'm going to start gluing things together. My option, my suggestion is to dry fit it. These are all the pieces, and I take paper clips and I paper clip everything together. And then when I go to glue it together, I take the paper clips off and just do that as I need it. All right? So that is a tip. Take all your pieces. Here's those score lines. I did them in pencil here. Here's your score lines. Here's another set of score lines here. And now we're going to actually take those pieces now. I have dry fit this together, and we're going to put this together.
So
okay?
are you going to show us how to put it together? Are you taking it apart?
Oh,
so
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
because
we need to see how to do it.
Because I use 3/8 inch score tape. Now, if you use score tape, tip, tell from somebody who has made the mistake, put a little wet glue on it. It gives you, if you've ever used score tape, you know that is going to grab, and that is going to pry things apart. If you've not
You're going to need
things
some
up,
undo.
yeah,
for sure.
At the very least, typically I just throw it away and start over from the beginning. But I'm going to be using the Barely Art glue, and Kelly has told me that they are going to be getting this.
It's shipped today. It's on its. If you want to try it, you see it a lot online and on YouTube videos. And we are going to have it here at Memory Bound, so you can give it a shot if you want.
This is I found this, and this is my thing. I have also used Nuvo glue before. Before I found this was my thing. I used Nuvo. We also have Art Glitter Glue.
The Art Glitter Glue is very popular too.
As well.
We could only get it in the warm months.
Yes.
Doesn't ship in the winter or the cold.
This happens to ship supposedly, I think, all year round, but the thing you're going to want is you're going to want whatever glue you have, if you can do it, this kind of needle tip spout, or I don't know what you call it, tip. Anyway,
yeah, tip. I think it's just a
that
tip.
the glue comes out of, so you can get a really fine line, fine bead of glue. I don't drive my glue straight. It's a mess when I do. Anyway, so this is what I'm going to use.
Osha
I have
said
used,
she loves Barely Art glue too, so maybe that's good. We're going to get some here at the store.
Yay! This is, yeah, I use a lot of this at all, and so, but either one, whatever your favorite wet glue is, okay? So, tip, put some of your wet glue on top of your, after you've peeled off the adhesive backing, put a little wet glue on top of your tape, and you'll give yourself just a few more seconds to adhere things down. But so what we're going to do first, and if I've cheated, I have A, I have B, I have C, because you're going to put this together first, then you're going to add this, and then you're going to do this. This is Cinde.
That's all right. That's all
this
right.
is how
People might want to do that.
This is how and I know this isn't going to show because this is where that template for that pattern piece is going on. So what I'm going to do, and you'll have to excuse me because I'm going to have to do this upside down.
Cinde, while you take that apart, can you tell us what is different about the Barely Art glue from like that makes you like it better than Nouveau or an art glitter? I don't know if you've tried art glitter, but what is it about the Barely Art that you really like? People are asking.
For me, Barely Art is in between. It's not as thick as art glitter glue, but it's a little thicker than Nouveau glue. But it's going to be a personal preference. I just like it. It gives me wiggle room, but yet it gives me grab.
Quick drying time.
Type thing, but not as quick as the art glitter glue. I found for myself, the Nouveau, it just took too long for it to dry. And it was just, and my things would slide. But again, that's just me.
Well, that's good to know. That everybody wants to know that because they might want to get some and try it out.
Yep,
and it does come with the 3 different tips when you get it. And we'll show it. It'll probably, we should have it Friday is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, you'll get one of these needle tips with it. And this piece doesn't come with it. This was another piece that I happened to get, but it keeps it keeps it from drying out because it will dry out fast. But this is what I keep on here when I'm working, so you'll see me do this. Some people, I was putting a straight pin in here, but because of the water content, it was rusting the pin, and I didn't want the rust.
OSHA said it holds everything. It adheres to metal, wood, and any type of material, dries quickly, and clears.
Yep.
OSHA, thanks for sharing that with us.
Yep, exactly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this apart insofar as, and you'll have to, I'm not used to working upside down, so
you
have
can work right side up if you want. That's okay.
So what it is, here's one piece, okay? And I have folded, now this bottom, this is also one of those envelope pieces that is going to come over. You don't need a gusset here. You don't need this gusset, you just fold it over, okay? So, but what we're going to do is I want you to fold it over and crease this. And the reason I put my dashes on here is so you could kind of see, because white is kind of difficult to see those score lines. This is the score line that is 2.5 inches from the edge. So that score line is 2.5 inches. This score line is 2 3/4. So that is the score. But you want to not put the edge of this piece over that score line.
Just right up to the score line.
Right up to it, and that's why I put the actual pencil marks on the score line, so you can see it's what, 1/32, if even that, away from it.
And what I do, I use one of those plastic erasers if I have pencil lines, and they come right off with that.
Mm-hmm. But this gives you, so you don't have any resistance when you go to fold this over, which is why, again, I dry fit everything, so I can make sure there isn't any resistance. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my glue. Now, the one thing when I've made these, I have not done when I'm constructing the project, I've not used glue stick for this particular piece, for this particular part of it. I have used glue stick to put the actual pattern paper on, but not for this piece. You want something that's going to hold. So then you're going to line this up. You want the edges with the edge of the flap, the fold right up against,
right up to the first score line.
Up to the first
but not
score line.
On top of it.
Nope. So if you have something that you're trying to work at, and it's like, oh,
Cindy,
okay, there we go.
Joan says that the art glitter glue wrinkles her paper. Do you have that problem with the Barely Art glue?
No, I don't. And I also don't, it doesn't show through vellum. It's still going to show through vellum, especially if you're using the vellum on top of something dark. But I don't find that it shows through as badly. You're still going to see it, but I don't see it as badly as I have with other glues. But that's just my preference. Okay, so here's what the back looks like now.
So this is the back of the book. So this, what she's showing is this back right here.
And you can see right here, the edge, right here. There's the edge of that flap. All right, and then I take my bone folder and I press in that glue, and I want to make sure that it takes. And if I have extra, I have a nasty, this is ink, and also, anyway, and I just do that, and I just wipe it. So there's our first piece kind of put together. And I find that for me, it's easier to put all these pieces together. Now, you could put the pages in, but I put all the pieces together. So, okay, so now we've got the second.
Where are we on here, Cindy? Like,
Okay.
Don't flip yours, I'll flip
okay.
this one. But I just wanted to kind of match it up. So
Okay.
is it like this?
Yes. So this is this.
Okay, so you have attached, this was the,
Yep. I've attached that first one to the second one. So that both of these long base pieces are now attached.
okay, so
With
that
the
was
flap.
another base piece that you attached it
So
to.
you've got your two base pieces. All right. The two pockets that are going to get the pages are going to be your pocket, what I call pocket A, or this pocket, and pocket C, which is the one that you cut separately. This pocket.
Okay.
All right. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to take the pocket. All right. This is you've seen the score lines right here and right here. You want to score so it has your gusset, but you're going to want to, it's the score line that's closest to your outside edge. This is where you're going to glue, because obviously you want your gusset. So you're going to put, and this is where I do, if I'm brave enough, score tape and glue. And I'll use score tape and glue on the edges of my pockets because they're pockets and you're going to put things in them and you want them to really hold. So I kind of double up my, I keep my fingers crossed and double up my adhesive so it'll take. But what you're going to do is you're going to here, and then it's going to go, the edge, this outside, you're going to fold up the pocket again. Make sure you're always folding up the pocket. And then this is going to go, again, up to that outside score line. And it's this one right here. Hold on. Okay, so that one, which is the, what, 3/4 of an inch or so away? And then that's what's going to get lined up here.
So you never glue anything over the top of your second or your first score line. You always go just to the first score line. You never go past it. Otherwise, you'll be covering up your little spine or your box little piece here.
Yep, your little gusset type thing, which you don't want. Now, I have on one of them put this behind, and if you're good, you can do that as well, because remember, this is all going to be covered by paper. You're not going to really see it. But myself, I prefer it on the inside. Don't ask me why, I just do. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take, and trust me, I've put the glue on this side before and gone, ah!
Oops, and then wipe it off and let it dry? Is that what you do?
If your piece, see, this one's got some words, but if your piece doesn't have any words,
oh, flip it around.
Flip it around.
Sure, fold it the other way.
Do as I say, not as I do. So we're going to do, and this is where I'm going to put a little score tape on. This is 3/8 inch score tape. Most of these pieces are an inch or 3/4. So I'm going to put my score tape on. Okay, and somebody's probably gonna ask, it's a 2.5 inch square OmniGrid ruler, or if you just have a piece of 2.5 inch plexiglass or something. That's how I tear my score tape.
That's a good tip.
My 1/8 inch, I can do my fingers. 1/4 inch, I can typically do my fingers. Anything more than that, I use my little
Well,
thing.
and there's lots of other things you could use for that.
But anything that's, a gift card, a memory bound gift card.
Yes, that would be great.
Yeah, there we go. Absolutely. Okay, so I'm just going to press that on. I'm not going to put another layer on. I don't need another layer. This is going to be fine. And now I'm going to take my wet glue. Again, it's only up to I did not go even over that score line. It's only up to the score line, which is why make sure you score all your pieces so you're not accidentally going over it. And then I'm just going to...
Basically, just so everybody knows, if you go over your score line, then it's not going to fold.
You're going to get resistance when you try to, it's going to be, you're going to get that bulk, you're going to feel that bulk in the folds. And you're going to go, why does it just, it's not closing right. It's not, that's why. So there's my, so now I'm going to take that edge and I'm going to line it up, line the edge of this pocket up with what I've done. And again, I mark on the inside. I do this, even on mine. I mark on the inside so I can see.
So you didn't just do it for class?
Nope. And if I didn't have that glue on that score tape, I could not have done what I just did. Because it's not.
While you're gluing that down, Elena said she put a phone pop on her quilt square for easier handling.
Oh,
that's a good idea.
That's an excellent idea. I've got one. I want to do that. Thank you.
You're going to have to, yeah.
Okay, I'm just cleaning up my glue. So, don't mind me. So we've got gusset 1, we've got gusset 2, and we've got gusset 3. There we go.
And it all works.
Now, we're going to put the pages on. And this is where you've got some options. I like to corner round all my corners. My page, I should say my flap corners and my page corners. If you don't want a corner round, I would still do the flap, but if you don't want to corner round your pages, don't. It's fine.
Well, and we also
okay.
have a new corner rounder that's got shapes.
Oh,
and
hello.
We need to, is the bell back there, Cindy, or did they take? We'll have somebody get that. I'd like to show that to everybody because we've never used it or shown it.
Okay, now what we're going to do is we will make this.
Can you get the other 2 of these that have the shapes? Thanks, Penny.
I'm going.
Penny's got it. Thanks, Becky.
I'm going to just put a little score tape on here. This is the pocket of the. This is the pocket of the second piece. This one is not gusseted, but it also does not have. This is this pocket right
okay,
here.
so we're making this pocket right here.
It doesn't have a page on it like the other 2 do, which is why I'm putting this down. I'm going to flip things around. I have to do this, people, because it's just, I flip things around, and I also, when I'm putting score tape on this, I don't go all the way to the edge. Whoops, there we go. And a lot of people will also use their craft pick to pick off the labels.
Yeah, that's
sometimes.
a lot of people do that around here.
Yep, sometimes I do that.
Especially if you're doing a lot. Thank you, Penny.
Go ahead.
So while Cindy's doing that, Penny brought back the 3-way decorative punches from We Are Memory Keepers, and you could use this on your pages if you wanted to. Let's see what this one's called. I don't see a name on it. They're $11.99, and it's got kind of a little notch and a couple shapes. And then here's another one that I think is pretty cool. And it's got the 3 different corners, and these are more squared off rather than kind of a curvy shape.
Oh, those are awesome. I haven't seen these.
Yeah, those are new. We need need to punch some samples.
Yeah. That's very cool. Okay.
Okay, so she's gluing down.
So I've got
this pocket right here.
Yep, I've got my score tape down, and I'm just, you see, this is not, it's like I say, it's not rocket science. I just kind of scribble. When I'm going over the score tape, I just want to make sure, but I want to make sure that...
I've heard that tip, Cindy, but I've never tried it myself.
Oh, it's helpful. If you've ever worked with score tape and put something down and tried to pull it up, yeah. So then I'm just going to take this and lay this across. Pocket B.
It's coming together. Oh my gosh.
Pocket B. So this one's done. Okay. And I always put my hand in to make sure that my glue didn't transfer and that I'm all good. Okay, so now we have to put the pages in so we've got,
So it's this page she's going to do,
yep.
And then it's this one?
Yep, then that one as well. Okay, so this page, again, I put in, and if you want to put it on and then round the corners, I have put these in backwards and had the corners.
So either way, whatever
Either
you're
way,
comfortable
it
with.
doesn't matter. So it's really the same process where I'm going to put my score tape on.
So she's going to put score tape on that pocket, and while she does, Dana just got here. So welcome, Dana. We're super happy you're here. I wanted to say happy Monday, and then I realized it's Tuesday, so we got a short week this week. So we do have instructions if you wanted to get them. Cindy has made us a couple of big 12 by 18 patterns that you can use to make up your pattern with on a manila or any file folder or whatever. Thank you, Penny. I just had a big drop and Penny came to my rescue. And then we have 2 pages of printouts, and then we also have a photo of the pattern drawn on a file folder so you can kind of get an idea. So the pattern's available. It's $4.99. It's not downloadable because it's really large and it's multiple pages, but we have it, the physical product, and we can send it to you, or you can pick it up in the store. And Cindy, we really appreciate you doing that because
Oh, well, I'm a visual learner besides, being able to watch it and being able to see. So it's just, I figure if it's helpful for me, it may help somebody else as well. So what I did while Kelly was explaining all that, I went ahead and just score taped everything.
she's all score tape.
I'm score taped.
And Elena says it's glue or undo on her score tape.
I like it.
I love it.
I like that. You should make that as your mantra and put that in your craft room or wherever it is that you
So
craft.
now what she has, okay, so we're doing this page right here.
Yep.
And this is upside down, everybody, but you can figure it out. And Cindy has that pocket on there.
Okay.
And now she is going to
And again,
just put the page on top of it, right?
This fold is that main, what I call the main fold, that original fold from the manufacturer. So that's, but you're not going to go, you're going to go up to it, but not over it. Up to it.
So never go over the folds.
Never go over the
Everywhere
fold.
she's attaching things, you never want to go over the folds because then it won't fold.
Yeah. If you find that it's not laying flat and you really haven't put anything else in it and it's really just decorated it, there's no ephemera or anything dimensional that is on here. Oh good. I thought for a minute there I left my cap off my glue and it was going to dry up on me. Okay.
So then we're going to attach that. I really love this, Cindy. I'm kind of excited to make one. I love file folders anyway.
Yeah.
And I've made several. I've used Katie's pattern
Yep.
for her file folder project, and that works really well.
Okay, you'll see that this has got the scores from the file folder. It doesn't matter whether it's the top or the bottom. You're not going to score. You're going to cover it with paper.
It's just part of the file folder.
I just didn't want people to go, oh no, I've got scores. Where do I?
Where
no,
do I
that's
fold?
Fine. That's fine.
That's good to know.
So you're going to line the bottom and the top with the edges of the envelope, and then again towards, but not over. Okay. And one thing that I forgot to tell you guys that I will, and you're going to go, okay, and I will show you. You're going to see. I'll use my ruler. Oh, gee, the bottom. I forgot to tell you. Put a little, if you can, a little bead of glue, or 1/8" score tape, or whatever you like. The original that I saw did not have this, but I
kind of like it together.
I just like it shut.
That's why we love having you, Cindy, because you
I
get an
just like it.
idea and then
Well,
you make it your own.
And then I
have
forget to
extra
tell
things.
you, and it's when you're putting these pages on, that's when you have to do it. Okay, so when you're putting the pages on, this one is already folded up because it's that large piece. It's already
Okay.
folded up. Okay, so you have to worry. It's only when you're putting these extra pages on. So we're going to do the same thing on here, but this one you don't want to go over the gusset. Okay, you want that gusset, so don't put it on that score line. Put it on this think of it as the bottom of the flap. Okay, the score line that's at the bottom of the flap. So we're going to pull off the tape. And, whoops. Oh, T, did you hear file folder come with that?
We heard a little bit, but
all right.
I don't know if anybody heard, but I did, Cindy.
It's
but it's working.
This is why you you don't stress about it. You go, oh, well, a little glue. I'll take care of that.
So Cindy's going to be teaching a class, a virtual class in October 8th. Is that what you said, Cindy?
I believe so, yes.
Whatever that Saturday is.
Yep.
And it's actually going to be a Halloween project, and we don't have the price or a picture of the project yet because we're waiting for the new Simple Stories, Simple Vintage, October 31st, the name we think it is, to come in.
It's so cool.
It's really neat. It's got a look kind of like this collection where it's vintagey and it's...
Okay, I'm going to show you. So I'm going to remember. I'm going to put just a little bead of glue. I mean, you can...
Towards the pocket.
Towards the pocket.
So put your bead of glue towards the pocket on the other side of the score line.
If you can drive it straight, you are one step ahead of me. And then I'm going to take my other piece. Oh, it's got writing on it. Remember, it wants to be on the inside. And I'm going to line it up with the edge of my pocket.
I think I would make one of these, practice making one of these the first time.
This is where I have a bunch of the manila file folders, and I made one just to kind of get the feel of it.
Because you could probably take your pattern and take it somewhere and shrink it up, or and make a smaller one if you wanted to.
So now wait.
Now let's put it with this one. So are we upside down now, or are we right side up? Or
go ahead and put yours right side up.
Okay.
So here's the front flap.
Okay, and then we've got this piece. Wait, let me get back a little bit. Okay.
You've got this piece.
That piece that opens.
You've got this
pocket.
You've got this pocket. You've got this, and there's a pocket, and then it folds up.
We did it, Cindy.
And then it folds over.
I shouldn't say we.
And now the base is done.
And you're ready to decorate.
Yep, that's the fun part.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it, love it.
That's the fun part, is the decorate, which in the class, that's what we'll be doing. We'll be doing the decoration. So when we have the class in October, you'll get I don't remember what product. I mean, I don't remember what out of the collection, but Cindy's already got it all planned, and I think she made this one pretty much the same that we'll be making the Halloween one, but it will be with Halloween product. Yes.
And so you will get what you need, and then you'll come to class with this done.
Yep, the base.
The base done. You'll have directions, you'll have the pattern, and
you'll be able to watch this video.
Yes.
Because I have a feeling I might have gone out of order with the directions, which is typical for me because I start crafting and I start going, and it's like, I think I went out of order. But you'll be able to watch both.
So, Cindy, can you show one more time where you put that little bead of glue? We've got a question.
Oh, I mean to close the pocket? Okay, so it'll just be easier. And you're only going to do that on...
You do it twice, right?
Twice, where you've added those pages, and it's right down at the bottom. So it's going to be just down at the bottom of the page. So on here, it'd be down here, down at the bottom of the page. I've put this all together and then come back and gone, okay, I need to put glue here.
So if you forget.
And I need to put glue here.
So it's those extra pieces that we put on that the pocket's attached to, and you'll figure it out because you'll have a hole there, right?
Yeah. Don't think you've done something wrong. You have not. But like I said, the original that I saw, they did not close that up, and I was like, my stuff's going to go flying through. Yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah.
So I just, after the fact, just took and that's one of the beauties of having that needle tip or really pointed, whether it's, I think they've got them for the art glitter glue too as well. And you just right underneath, and don't stress about it. It's you can make it work. It'll be fine.
So here's a question, and maybe you wouldn't put it all together like that normally, but they're wanting to know, how do you get this paper on here? Because you've already got this pocket on here. So what's your trick for that?
In the class, and what I have, I've got all the dimensions of the sizes, but what I do, this piece of paper is,
I mean, do you put adhesive on it and slip it under the
pocket?
pocket?
This is glue. This is glued. This probably is only 3 inches deep, maybe 2.5, probably 3 inches deep by 8, because this actual book is like 8 1/4. So 6 by 8 sheets, each one of these is a 6 by 8 sheet.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, I mean it is. It's
so
really
you're
perfect.
saying that
I come down to about, I figure out
and slip it in.
You know, about that far. I give myself maybe a good inch or so, but I only glue. I leave about a 1/2 inch at the bottom, and that's the first piece I put in, so it doesn't,
and
you're not dragging glue everywhere.
And what we need to show is this pocket is not glued down on the side. You had those gussets that you folded. So I don't know if I can show you, but the pocket's not really glued down. The paper's going on top of those pieces of the pocket that are folded.
Let me see if there's another one that shows it better. If it's, can you see? And that's tone on tone. That's dark.
Well, I think when they do it, they'll find out.
Yeah.
You think that this has got glue over the edge here, but it doesn't.
No.
It's got a fold.
This just slips.
Like the pattern. Where's the pocket pattern? So this is going to be folded.
So these pieces are folded in, and so your pattern pieces are going to go like this little red sticky note. It's going to go underneath, but it's going to be shallow enough. It's going to be cut at 8 inches, where you're going to be able to slip it in.
Okay, that's what I was trying to explain. That will be glued.
That will be there. Perfect, Cindy. You're going to be able to slip it in like that, with about a 1/2 inch, and you're gonna leave about a 1/2 inch. So you're going to slip that in. This is all going to be glued. Yes, you're going to get glue on your hands. I would not suggest using score tape to do this. To do these,
liquid glue.
Just because liquid glue, it just is so much more forgiving. Now, if you're really good with your score tape, rock on. I am not, and but yeah, your piece is going to, because this is glued down like this.
And so you have the
so you've
space.
Got this. You've got the space.
I think that answers the question.
Yep. And then you just slip that in, and it's going to glue down like that.
Okay, and
Right,
Karen, in answer to your question, the nautical book, did you use the 12 by 12?
Nope.
You used 8.5 by 11.
The only 12 by 12 sheet that I used was the sheet that has it's got the whales on the back, but it's got all the different cut aparts.
So she used the multi-journaling cut apart, and then she used the 6 by 8 paper pad and the ephemera.
Yep.
And so it's not a kit, but you could get the file folders, you could get the instructions, and then you could purchase the items that you wanted from Simple Vintage C's.
Yep.
And then you could make this.
I did get the washi tape, just because I love red, and I love I love washi tape, though I'm pitiful. I'm totally aware of that. I'm very self-aware of that. And then I just do flaps and things, and
you could just like get creative with it and do your own thing.
You know. So yeah, that is
perfect.
This. So
wow. All I can say, Cindy, is wow. And I think you're going to have a lot of people wanting to make those.
They're, any color file folders, so you can use craft, you can use black, you can use the white. Like I said, if you know me, you know I distress everything, even the black. The black has been distressed, but you wouldn't know it. It just made me happy.
Cindy knows it.
Yeah.
So I'll take pictures, and remember, we do have file folders. You may have them at home or be able to get them, but if not, we sell them in 3s, and they're $2.29 for a set of 3. And the black ones are a little different because they're $1.29 each. They just come a little differently. And then remember, we do have her patterns and her instructions, and then a photo, pictures of the patterns on a file folder, if that helps you out. Those are available. They're not downloadable, but they are a product that you can get. And we'll take pictures and get this on our blog.
Yes.
And
if you make one, put a picture. Make a comment to this particular live and take a picture of it and add a picture. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, we would all love that.
Yeah, because everybody's taste isn't like mine. I was telling Kelly there's a new collection from 49 Market, and
Viking.
And I was
purples.
Purple. And I looked at the file folder. I am not a purple girl, but it would be gorgeous.
It would be.
Oh, it would be absolutely darling. Absolutely darling.
Okay, what we're going to do, Cindy, thank you a million. That is really
you,
awesome. I think everybody loves it. And Darlene, you're a doll for posting those instructions.
Yes.
I can't post and videotape at the same time. And Janet, like we said, her daughter got married, so we've been without Janet for a few days, and we sure miss her. What we're going to do is we have several new product lines to show, and we're going to come back in a half hour at our time. It would be 11:30, and we'll show you those live. We have 3 new collections that I think you're going to love. I'm really excited. We have a new vendor, Cocoa Vanilla, that's here at Memory Bound, and we'll be back for that. So Cindy, thank you again. Thanks everyone for sticking with us for so long today. We had a long one. Well, it was good. I think everyone loved it. So we'll be back at 11:30 with some new product, and we'll see you then. Thanks, Cindy.
Thanks. Bye.